Fun game, huh?
It was a fun game. You know, I thought our kids did well executing the plan that we prepared for them. Our coaches did an incredible job preparing them, both on the offense and defensive side. We gave up big plays and you know, on all facets, but I thought our guys, especially our coaches, did a great job preparing.
How important was tempo in getting out in front of Colorado?
You know, I thought we needed to have a change in that, and that was one of the changes that I wanted to get done, and the kids were excited just because I think there's so many kids that played in that system prior for coming from high school. I think they're used to that, and so that tempo helped us, especially keep the defensive balance.
Is that really gratifying? You do so many changes, you don't have a bye week, extra time to practice this, and everything works to plan, it looks like?
Absolutely. You know, it's the plays haven't changed. The tempo changed, the play calling changes. It is gratifying. I'm crossing my fingers on the sideline hoping it works, you know. But the kids bought in and they trusted the changes that I made, and I'm grateful for that.
What about your play calling, having to do that, and can you kind of talk about the changes that you implemented and the differences from your game to the previous games?
Yeah, you know, the play calling and then managing the game, then making sure the defense, that's a lot. But, you know, I trusted in things that I put in. I trusted that the kids were going to execute. I trusted that Trenton was going to execute exactly what I wanted, and we had those talks. Don't do more than you needed to do. Just stay with me, and I'll kind of guide you through the game. And he delivered well. I mean, and then the kids, in an up-tempo, they're running around all over the place. But I thought they did a great job executing what needs to be executed.
And then when did you make the decision on Trent for the quarterback? At what point? And when did
you know, I think it was after Thursday practice. You know, I thought they were going evenly. I just thought Trenton's decision-making was quicker. His anticipation was quicker that Thursday, and so and that's the choice that I make to it. And it's hard for Emery, and we had that talk. And the thing about Emery, he told me, Coach, I don't want to do the 2 series, 1 series. If you need me, I'll be ready. And so he's an ultimate team player, but it's absolutely difficult for him.
It's always difficult to win on the road, Coach. But coming in, new system, new tempo, on the road, altitude. What does a win like this do for you and your trust in the team? You know,
it's gratifying. I mean, and they've worked hard this whole week, and then trying to trust the changes and the practice changes because the tempo changes. But our guys are fighting through adversity, and I want to make sure that our kids are put in a position where they're successful on the field. So sometimes those changes need to be made, but it's tough. But it worked out tonight.
Is practicing the tight end something that you anticipated going into the week, or is it just kind of in the game flow, just kind of presented itself?
No, I think, you know, I knew Badger was going to be double teamed, and he was going to be primarily the guy that they were going to focus on. Our tight ends were, I think, underutilized in some instances, and I think they're athletic enough and big enough, and so I wanted to make sure that there were mismatches, and you saw them all over the field. There was mismatches that we could take advantage of.
So what do you think about Jalen Conyers' performance in particular?
Absolutely fantastic. You know, Jalen was a quarterback, and you know he likes to play in that flow. When he went up in that corner and made that play, it was just it was incredible to see, and he was happy, and I seen smiles on their faces. To me, football is football, but when you see smiles on your kids' faces and they're having fun, that means more to me than anything else.
How big was that interception by Edmonds with Colorado having that momentum, and then he gets the interception, and then you guys are able to
I mean, Chris has done a great job. He's come up and you know, saved some runs, made that interception. You know, we can't just put them away. I just want to stay up 3 scores, but then they come back and it goes down to wire. So these guys are like cardiac kids, you know, but that helped a lot.
Can you talk about the call when they had cut the lead and you needed to get that first down there, and it was a throw, I guess, to Messiah?
Yes.
You wanted to try and run at the clock. Can you kind of talk about that call?
You know, you always think, well, you have to run the ball out so the clock gets going, right? But I also understand that they're on the defensive side. They're going to probably move up in the box and put more guys in the box. And I'm always a numbers guy, and I thought we had better numbers throwing that to the tight end. Just because if we had to, we could go top shelf on him because he's a big guy. And so if we missed, I knew if we will miss high. And so he made the catch, and that was incredible.
Coach, you had a lot of success once you got into the backfield with your run game. Did you see that coming in and plan for it, or did it just happen?
No, with this kind of tempo offense, you keep on. You're going to lose a couple, but I wanted to make sure that we kept them going. There are two big guys running the whole time, and hopefully by the third, fourth quarter they'll be tiring out, and then we can get on them. But I'm a running back coach by trade, and so I'm going to make sure that I run the football for sure.
Coach, how do you use a win like this to really build momentum and try to string together some wins here at the end of the season?
Absolutely. We got a tough game coming up against UCLA. It was a disappointing loss last week, and I thought we could have strung out 3 games going into UCLA. But a win this week, I'll get on the plane, I'll look at the corrections, and then we'll get to UCLA. But that's a big game for us. It's Parents' Weekend. Our guys play up to that level, and so I want to see what happens come Saturday.
With Trenton, you picked him for specific reasons. What of those reasons did you see show up during the game?
Because I trusted his decision making, his anticipation. Quarterbacks have moxie, and it's hard to explain because that word is such a cliche. But you see quarterbacks that have that little moxie, that have something of that it factor a little bit. I know that he was comfortable with the system that I've incorporated, and so that's the reason why I went with him.
What made you know that he was comfortable with your system?
Just the way he understood what I was trying to do. And, when we had those talks about the RPO game or the passing game, he understood exactly what I was looking for. His progressions were quick. His anticipation was quick. When you have almost a coach on the field at the same time understanding exactly what the schematics that I want to get done, it makes it a lot easier.
I know this is right after the game, but does that performance do anything in terms of your quarterback decisions in the future?
Trenton won our football game, and he did a great job, and that's it.
Coach, I don't know, there's no record of this, an interim coach playing an interim coach. What is that like? Did you speak before the game? It's a very unusual situation.
Absolutely, and Coach Sanford and I got together and talked about it, and it's always hard. The number one thing that we talked about was making sure that the transition for our kids, we make sure that they're taken care of. And I told him that, that transition is hard. I want to, of course, win games and put myself in a situation that I could be their head coach. But for me, I want to make sure that our kids have a great experience. I've taken care of them, love them, because that experience for them, for some of them, they're seniors, and I want to make sure that they remember that experience.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.